continue on this week's Parshas וישלח, something very nice from the Rebbe's father, Rabbi Levi Yitzchok Zatzal. In this week's Parshas we have that before Yaakov Avinu met Esav with his family, it says, Vayavoid, he crossed over, as Ma'ava Yaboik, the crossing of Yaboik. The next pasuk it says it was a stream of water called Nachal Yaboik. What's the meaning of everything is important in Torah, the name of Yaboik? Now here it says the word Vayavoid, he crossed over. Rabbi Levi Yitzchok has a beautiful Pirush explanation in a Gemara. In the Megillah, we also have the same word. Vayavoy Mordechai. After Esther told Mordechai, if you want me to go to Achashverosh to plead from him, to take away the bad decree, the terrible decree from Haman of Russia, I want you to go fast with the Jewish people for 3 days. And it says, Vayavoy Mordechai. And Mordechai passed over, crossed over, and he did whatever Esther told him. The end of Perek Dalet, Pasuk Yud Zayin in the Megillah. The Gemara in Masechta Megillah, Taf Tezvav Amud Beis, expounds on this verse. What does it mean by Vayavoy Mordechai? Shmuel says he passed over our Kumar Demaya, also a stream or a crossing over a stream of water. So also over here we see an interesting thing, says Rabbi Levi Yitzchok. Look over here. Here now a pasha of Yaakov and Esav. Yaakov, before he came to Esav, he crossed this stream of water called Yaboik. From Esav comes out Haman. From this week's pasha, from the descendants of Esav was Amalek. From Amalek came out Agog. And from Agog, Haman Agogi, came out Haman. So we have Haman coming from Esav. Mordechai came from Yaakov. So we see a parallel over here. Yaakov passed over a Nachal, a stream of water, and the Gemara Dashans also Mordechai came to the Yidden, he passed over a Kuma Damaya, a stream of water, before they prepared themselves to challenge Haman's decree against Yidden. Esav also wanted to kill the Yidden. That's what Mordechai was scared. That's what Yaakov was scared of. So we see a parallel over here. What's the parallel? Brings down Rabbi Levi Yitzchok from the Arizal on this week's Parsha. He says this in Parshas Vayishlach, in the Kuta Torah, from the Arizal on the Parsha, and also in Parshas Vayeshev, he expounds on this. And with this, Rabbi Levi Yitzchok ties it also with Purim. Something very, very beautiful, very interesting. And just to give a Hagdoma, we all know it says in Tanya, there's many names to Hashem. Each name brings out a different virtue. If there is the name Yud-Kei Vav-Kei that shows on the revelation of godliness, where Hashem reveals himself in the world. If there's Elokim adds up to HaTeva. It adds up to 86, which means nature. Hashem conceals himself in the world, and godliness is not always so open. And in the world of nature, you can have sometimes Esav, and you could have a Haman, you can have a Achashverosh. So now, if there's no connection, or it's not revealed, the name of Avaya with the name of Elokim, sometimes Elokim nature seems like in the open sense is more revealed, and that's why the laws of nature apply. And we said before, you could have a Esav and you can have a Haman. But when God decides to reveal himself, Gilu Shem Havaya, that could be also in two ways. Sometimes he can break this nature and destroy it. For example, what happened by Paroi? Hashem brought the 10 Makkos, and they all went into the sea. So he destroyed the regime and the power and the kingdom of Paroi. He became nothing, and all the Yidden were freed. That's one way, where Shem Havaya overpowers these laws of nature, and you see the great revelation of Hashem. It explains the Chassidus. A greater accomplishment and achievement is if Hashem reveals himself, but he doesn't break nature. Nature itself all of a sudden becomes a vessel and works together with revelation, which means in simple terms, Esav understands that there's a Yaakov, and Achashverosh understands that there's Jewish people, and there's Mordechai and Esther and Am Yisrael. Now look how beautiful it is over here. The Rizal reveals in this week's Parsha, Yaboik adds up to 112. 112 adds up to these two names together. Havaya is 26, Elokim, Aleph Lam Heyud Mem is 86. Together it's 112. So here we have a unity, a bond between the name of Havaya, a revelation of godliness, and also the world of nature. And that's why you see an interesting thing Rashi brings down, according to one pshat. When Yaakov met Esav, Vayechabkeyu, he hugged him. There was a unity over here. He stopped being against him, even though it was temporarily. But that's what happened over here. So Yaboik, this crossing of this stream, the name of it symbolizes over here there's going to be a revelation of 112 Shem Havaya and Shem Elokim. And the nature will accept and work and honor the Yaakov, the holiness Hashem, of revelation of Hashem. With this, Rabbi Yitzchok said, this is also the whole theme of Purim. This same Achashverosh, who was against the Yidden, now he turned around. There was a power over here that he became friendly with the Jewish people, and he himself took away the decree, as the Gemara explains, right after the story of Achashverosh, Purim, we built a second temple. The Jewish people returned to Eretz Yisrael. Now look at this, says Rabbi Levi. This is also hinted in the name of Purim, just like it's hinted in the name of Yaboik, Shem Havaya and Shem Elokim, also in the name of Purim, and that's why we call it Purim. Purim adds up to 336. If you take 3 times the name of Havaya, adds up to 78. 3 times Elokim adds up to 258. Put it together, you get to 336. So also exactly in the letters of Purim, Pei, Vav, Resh, Yud, Mem, you have over here the combination of a unity of Shem Havaya and Shem Elokim. To teach you, just like over there, by Yaakov and Esav, there was a Vayichabkeyu, they hugged each other, they worked together, even though it was temporarily. There was a bond. Shem Elokim and Havaya, nature accepted the godliness. Same thing over here too. By Purim, there was also, through the power of Mordechai and Esther, Achashverosh turned around. Haman was destroyed, yes. But the miracle of Purim symbolizes, the name of Purim symbolizes, just like Yaboik, the unity of nature, and Hashem, the world itself, accepts the greatness of Hashem. And ultimately, that's why it says Purim is a glimpse and a taste of what will happen when Mashiach will come. The whole world at that time, there will be the unity of Havaya, Hu Elokim. Havaya and Elokim is not 2 separate things. It's all one through our Avodah. And that's why you see the beautiful connection of it. Vayavo in our Pasha. Vayavo by Mordechai. It brings out the same exact point. That they made over here the power of the world and Hashem should work together. And it should be unity and revelation of godliness.